This video, we are going to look at building an app as quickly as possible to solve a real world need. This shouldn't take that long. It's going to be a fairly simple app, and it's just to highlight how simple a useful piece of software actually could be. So with everything that's going on, and I don't care about your political views, this is something that people have to do, right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for solutions. That's what apps do. They solve problems. So right now in Michigan, where I am, there are restaurants and bars that have to solve a problem. They have to keep customers' names and phone numbers for contact tracing. What does that mean? They have to log data. If they're going to do this on paper, it's going to be difficult for them. They're going to end up having more problems just because someone's going to throw that paper away. In my opinion, that's a legal risk. Likely something debatable over the next few years as all of this develops. But right now we know bars and restaurants need to track names and phone numbers for contact tracing. That's the main part of this that we're going to take a look at, and we're going to build an app to be able to do that. So this is just a blank app page. I just made it. There's nothing in it. I'm going to build a new page. I'm going to call it main page. And I want it to be blank. Great. So on this page, I need a few things. I'm going to just put a page title. It is going to be, I'll call it Michigan MyTrack. I'll center it. And then I'm going to make some inputs for logging in. I'll put over here. I'll make separate inputs for signing up. In just a moment. And so this would be Michigan MyTrack is what we'll call it. And if I was going to launch this, I would go get a website and hook it up to connect to the website, which I can make a video on how to connect to websites too. Well, to domain names. I apologize for any confusion there. This technically is on a website already. So this would be for sign up. So we need their email. Password. Type password. And there we go. Also, we start 30-day trial. Great. So we have I'm going to actually put these in groups. So if you put something in a group here, basically I can grab the group and move them around. So as I decide what I'm doing on this app, I'll be able to adjust where I have my little login box and my free trial box. Great. So right now I have it so people can do nothing. So let's define login. We will have this count log the user in. I should define what these emails are. Email 1. 1 will be for my email login. And email will be email 1. And it will be password 1's value there. And that will allow them to log in. And after they log in, it has to navigate them to a page. Call this the tracking page. I'm just going to make it for right now and then I will go back to, my main page. I'll make it so that after they log in, it's just going to send them over to the tracking page. And then that reminds me, we should add a company name here to this so we can link all of the data by the company. Here. Okay, so not sure how that got so big. We'll just copy the size of this one. And then we'll change this. No, this to be password, not retype password. And this one will be company name. Great. So this is just for logging in. This is going to be a little different. So when we have somebody sign up, we need a couple of things. We need to define that they are a user. So we need to go sign the user up. Email will be input email. Password will be input passwords value. Password confirmation will be input retype password. Great. That is the information needed for a user. We will then also go to data and things and create a new thing. We're going to create an account. This account will have something in it called a company name. And then it will bring in the input company name's value. I am doing this in a certain way because what I want to do is have a user sign up, create an account, and then I want to take that user and I want to attach them to that account, right? So first I have to sign them up. Actually, you know what? I could just create the new account. Yeah, so I'll create the new account, then I'll sign the user up, and then I will make changes to a thing, and the thing I change will be the result of step 1, create a new account, current user, field will be company, text. And what I need there is their company to be the result of step 1, create new accounts, unique ID. So basically, this is saying sign the user up, make changes to a user. We're going to make changes to the user that just signed up, and we are going to attach the unique ID of this company here to this user so that the company, so we can do a search and we can say, hey, what company does this user work for? Search for the unique ID, find the name of the company. So if 5 people try to sign up and use the company name Bob's, 5 different people can have the company name Bob's. It doesn't matter because we will reference that individual one for each person. That way they're not going to see each other's data. So we're also going to filter everything by the company data, because once we've signed up, we're also going to make sure that we are able to add multiple users later, because some restaurants have multiple, would need multiple logins. So we then want to do navigation, go to page, main page. Data to send. We don't need to send any data. Great. So that is just really quick. I can go in, I can draw my information, I can log in. That's a really quick just kind of entrance, and we're 10 minutes in. And that actually should be go to tracking page, not go to main page. Even though we don't have anything there, we're just setting up for the future here. Great, so now let's go to the tracking page. And I'm gonna try to build as much of this on one page as possible. So just for simplicity, there's two things we need to enter. They need to keep names and phone numbers. So we will do name, just do all one box, and we will do phone number here. And then for the type here, we will do a US phone. Input should not be empty. Input should not be empty. And then we will have a button here that says log customer. Actually, let's call it log visitor in case it expands. There, log visitor. That way it's more universal terminology to be used to other types of locations. So once we have that, right, so this is just the data we're required to have. What other data do I want to have if I'm a shop owner or if I'm going to do contact tracing? I probably want to know what time they're there, what date they're there. So we can grab that data just based on this too, which we'll do in just a second. So we'll do start an edit workflow. We will go into here and we will do create a new thing. Will be a visitor. All right, add another field. Name. Phone number. Text will be fine. We're not going to do math with it. Sorry if you can hear my dogs in the background here today. Put phone numbers value. Great. Wonderful. Good. So this is going to create a visitor, but we still don't have the date and time that they're there. So let's quickly run through doing that. Time. That'll be fine. Great. So current date and time. That'll be fine. And then, you know what? We actually didn't need to make a time field. So current date and time, that'll give us the ability to just show them in a list and see everyone that's there on a certain date. So that is what we're going to need. So I'll be able to go in, log, somebody arrived, this is what it is, very easily. So someone can walk around, because this is a very thin app, someone could walk around with it on a tablet. So like right now, oops. Let's go back to this and let's make it not fixed width so that, there, now it'll work. Yeah, they just enter here. This is what it would look like on a smartphone. So pretty easy what we're making here. Let's just make 360 for smartphone. And then this type of content will be visitor. Data source will be do a search for visitor. But how are we going to limit our visitors based on the place they went to, so we don't see all the visitors that say went to Joe's Crab Shack or went to McDonald's? We need to actually make a change to how we're entering this. So when we enter this, we need to add another field, and we will do that by the account. Create a field. It can just be a text field, and the account we will current users company, right? So basically, it's going to grab that company field, which is the company unique ID, off of that user to say, hey, this unique field is what we need to reference. Everything has to have that. That's going to show up inside of this. So when we do a search for visitors, we want the company doesn't show up yet because we just added it. Oh, account. The account equal to current users company. And honestly, the terminology here, I should be using the same. I should be doing account and account, or company and company. That would make it a lot more clear. So, and then down in here, I'm just going to add any text that I need, right? So I will do, why I type name. I want to do dynamic fields. So I want to do current cells visitors name. Space, current cells visitors, phone number, space, current cells visitors, date. Great. It probably is going to look ugly, but it will show you what we're going for here. And on this, let's just drag it down a bit. There. I'll make another text element. For fun, we'll go over how to do this. We will do a search for accounts. The account unique ID needs to be equal to current user's company. We will grab the first item because it should only be one. Basically, we're going to go grab the name of the company that this person works for. Wonderful. And we're going to put it right up here. Cool. Now we should make this searchable based on a date. First, let's make sure it's working. So let's do a main page. Actually, let's go into here. Make this page new index under edit. So this is the page that basically index just means this is the page that people go to. So if they go to, if I called this Michigan MyTrack LLC.com, then this would go there. I don't know if that company actually exists or not. So don't go there looking for this app. But whatever .com you call it, this would be the page they would land on because this is my index. So I then can go in, I can log in, I can create my unique person or my unique company. So I could put, let's just do a test email. Email has no requirements, so I can just put the number 1. New test 1, start date 30-day trial, which we'd have to add all the payment stuff in here too. But that says new test 1 at the top. That's what we wanted. It takes the phone number, so I can do John Allen 555. And we logged that John Allen was here at this time. It is 7:04 a.m. It is the 5th of November. Hey, it's my dad's birthday. Cool. One thing I didn't do is I didn't reset this field, which is something I want to do. So I want this to also, oops, wrong page. I want to tracking page, go here, log visitor. We should be able to also reset relevant inputs. There we go. And then I want to be able to search this and export the data. So if I have say something happened, I want to be able to go in and see what's up. I may want to pick a date and time, right? So I may want to pick a date, and I might want to do something conditional here. When date and time picker A value is not empty. Great. So when this box isn't empty, when it's actually filled, when someone's actually put something in here, we are going to change the data source. We are going to do it on a search. So we are still going to search for visitors. We are still going to do a account filter on them by the current user's company or account, depending on how you do it. What we're going to do differently here is we're going to go ahead and also say the date equals time picker A's value. Let's format it that way, so we're only grabbing that. Oh, what do we do? Let's just get out of that part. Close. Time picker A's value. Great. That should work. And then let's preview. So this page is going to reload. If I do the 5th, nothing's showing up. Let's find out why it's not showing up. Oh, it's because I have the time on the end of it. Great. So I can just change how I'm logging this data really easily. So I'll go in real quick here, and I will turn date and time, format it as that, close. So, sorry, I had to rethink how I wanted to do that just in case people wanted to see different ranges of time. So what I'm going to do here is I change this to date and time. And what I want to be able to do is I want to see what time range people are going to be in. So say somebody comes in, they were there at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna have to add a search function just to find the specific people's names, but I search for somebody, I find out they're there at 4 o'clock, right? I want to be able to filter this to say I want everyone that showed up at 4 o'clock after 4 o'clock on the 5th. So this is why I have it set this way. So I would do this. I just have date and time instead of date. That way I have a little box over here so I can filter it even more. And then with this, because I also need to do that because I filtered it, I entered the data in with date and time. So when I do my conditional formatting, I do a search for visitors, and I did a date greater than the time picker A's value. And I did a time greater here because I want to know everyone who came in after that person was there, right? So we'll do a search here for a person in just a minute, but say I did a visitor, right? I have John Allen. John Allen I know was there on the 5th at 7:04. I can also go in and I can say on the 4th, anyone who showed up after 6:30 a.m. and he still shows up because I don't have an end date on here. I just have anyone that shows up after that. I can also go in and I can say the 6th, right? So he disappears on the 6th. On the 5th, he will show up until what time is it put on? 7 a.m. Yeah. So if I put here, he'll show up. If I do 10 o'clock, he doesn't show up. So there we go with that. And then I can also search by name, which I will add a name bar here. Input. Oops. And then we also will have a conditional format that when this input C is what it's called right now is not empty, data source will equal, do a search for not a user, visitor, that will have account equal current user's company, and we will have the name equal input C's value. So we'd have to have spelled their name correctly to really find this, but let's do that real quick and show what that looks like. So if I type in John, nothing's going to show up. So we need to do something to the effect of contains just for it really to show, because otherwise it's going to look for the name to be 100% correct. And if we just have servers entering them, they won't be. So right now we have this conditional one set to equal. We want it to contains keywords. And that way I can go and type in Allen, and John Allen will show up, and it will give me a time. So maybe I then delete that and I use the time to say, let's find everybody that was here after he was here. And that will filter it for me. And then let's go ahead and give you a default value, maybe. No, that's not really necessary. So I have all of these. It'd be useful to export the data just so that I can take that data and I can export it and I could give it to a government agency if I needed to. So I can take here. I know it's not the file uploader. Give me a sec, I have to find the button. It's early. So what I need to do is make a button. So I'll create a button real quick, and this button will be CSV visitors, and then I can go ahead and say start edit workflow, and I will do data and things, download data as a CSV, type of data, visitor, data source, repeating group visitors, list of visitors. Yeah, and that's it. And it will pull it similar to how it is in there. So that will allow them to download the CSV. I am not going to upgrade the account to give me the ability to download a CSV, but as far as having it live on a web page, it's just pushing a button and it'll download it. See, CSV is not possible under this plan, but I'm not going to upgrade my plan for a, how long are we on? 30 minutes? About 30-minute YouTube video. That's an MVP right there. Minimum viable product. The minimum thing we needed to do was be able to track people coming in and see them all and run reports. Have those reports filtered by each individual person's company. So realistically, I could take this, I could make it a little bit prettier. I could go back especially to my main page and make that prettier on the index, add some graphics or something. But yeah, the only thing we didn't really go over here is adding the payments, which is using Stripe, where you would go here and it would you would have it generate a payment. So you would have to install Stripe, and then Stripe would pop up and say, hey, give me money. And they'd enter their data, and then you would set it up in Stripe so that they had a 30-day trial before being charged, however much you want to be charged. So that part is pretty easy. It's just Stripe does the pop-up for you. They type in data. Really easy to set up. Lots of videos on that one out there. So this is a 30-minute MVP that solves a real-world problem. Hope this is helpful. Hope somebody learned something. Did this in the morning before work, so have a great day. Also, subscribe. There's going to be more videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to learn some more stuff about building on Bubble. We're going to learn stuff about no code. Going to create some apps. And do some stuff. Maybe we'll try to make more little MVPs like this. This was fun. I was thinking about this morning before I woke up. Well, when I woke up, I think a little bit too before I went to sleep because of all the announcements around all this stuff. So, real world problem solved in 30 minutes. You could even add a account hierarchy to this, so you could have basically multiple users entering stuff in if you have multiple locations, tracking it all in one location. But it'd probably be easier if you own multiple restaurants to have an account for each restaurant, because then you don't have to worry about employees going in and changing where their settings are. But we can build this whole thing of settings and stuff for it and really expand it if we really wanted to. Wouldn't be too much harder, but give us a like if you enjoyed it. This is a quick 30-minute MVP. Have a great day.